Alright, what's up YouTube? I am Bradley, and this is going to be sort of an NBA talk, opinion, analysis channel, and I'm pretty much going to give you all my insight and opinions, and, of course, facts and stats from the NBA, and my dog is barking. That's cool. Alright, so, first off, I'll just get straight to the point. I've been an NBA fan for going on about 10 years now. Been a Clipper fan my whole life. None of that bandwagon. Not into that. Been through a lot of tough times with the team. Watched him go 19-63, and watch Elton Brand go down with an Achilles injury. Watch Shaun Livingston dislocate his knee. I watched him almost get to the Western Conference Finals in 2006. I've been through a lot of it, so I'm hoping to give you some unbiased opinions. Of course, some might be biased against, say, the Lakers, but here we go. I'm going to start off by previewing tomorrow's games. So, we have the Pacers visiting the Wizards. The Pacers stand at 48-28, and the Wizards stand at 28-47. Now, while it is at the Wizards' home, we got the Pacers, and while both those teams are very good on defense, it's the Wizards. I mean, they can't compete with the Pacers defense. The Pacers are going to be too much for them to handle. Paul George can just go to town on. Actually, Trevor Ariza might be guarding him, so that could be an interesting defensive matchup. But I think Pacers will get the win. I think Roy Hibbert could be a big factor inside the paint. Keep John Wall from slashing, which is what he's known for. He's not a good jump shooter, so I think Roy Hibbert could be a very good defensive asset in that game. So I predict the Pacers winning. Next up, we have the Bobcats visiting the Nets. Now, we all know the Bobcats are a very bad team, and I would say, every team has an upset potential. Every single team in the NBA. But when it's at Brooklyn, there's just no way the Bobcats can take on the Nets. It's impossible. There's just no way. So I'm predicting an easy win for Brooklyn. Next up, we have the 76ers visiting the Heat. And today, the 76ers pulled up an 11-point upset on the Atlanta Hawks. I was not expecting that. It surprised me, but I don't think they can do it against the Heat. If LeBron James and Dwayne Wade play, there's no way. If they don't, I think they can. I think that Drew Holiday is having an amazing season. He's my pick for most improved player. I think if he can have a good game, Spencer Hawes cannot be an inconsistent player, and Thaddeus Young can go for, I don't know, let's say a good 18-9, 18-10 game. I think they have a good chance to maybe take down the Heat in a close one. Of course, barring LeBron and Dwayne Wade do not play. If even one of them plays, I don't think the 76ers can take them. Next, we have the Pistons at the Timberwolves. These are both teams that have a ton of potential. The Pistons have Andre Drummond. They have Brandon Knight. Timberwolves should have been in the playoffs this year, to be honest, but Kevin Love went down with the injury. I think the Timberwolves win this one mainly because they have home court advantage, and they have such a big presence in the paint with Nikola Pekovic, and Andrei Kirilenko is just one of the most underrated small forwards in the league, if not one of the most underrated players in the league. He can do everything. He's on my fantasy team. He does wonders. I love him. AK-47. I predict the Timberwolves coming away with a win. Next up, we have the Raptors visiting the Bucks. Okay, now this I find is an interesting matchup because the Raptors, obviously, now with Rudy Gay, have that offensive potential to pull an upset. They have the offensive potential to just be good. They have DeMar DeRozan. They have Rudy Gay. They just put up both 26 and 25 today. They can pull up the upset. In a year or two, they will be in the playoffs. They will, I promise you that. And then they're facing the Bucks, a team who is in the playoffs but is slipping off. They are currently 3 games below 500 at 36 and 39. However, it is at Milwaukee's home. And obviously every team is better at home. Now, what I find interesting about this is that you're going to have the offensive backcourt of Milwaukee in Jennings and Ellis going against the offensive front court of Toronto. Being Rudy Gay and Amir Johnson. So, really, I think Milwaukee will win simply because they are the better team. But I am not putting aside the fact that the Raptors cannot pull the upset. I think they can. I don't think they will, but I think they can. But I'm going with Milwaukee for the win tomorrow. Next up, we have the Hawks at the Spurs. The Hawks have been playing very terrible lately. They have been giving up games. Josh Smith has been very inconsistent lately, and the Spurs are never aging. They found the fountain of youth, and I predict that as a win for the Spurs. I predict they're going to blow it out in the second or third quarter. I predict, I just predict good things for the Spurs. It sucks that Tony Parker had to go down with that injury. I hope he gets back soon. As much as I hate how they destroyed the Clippers last season in the playoffs, I do love watching Tony Parker play. I do love watching the Spurs play. They are a well-oiled machine, and they definitely have a good shot at the title this year. I really think they are probably one of the best dynasties in basketball, even though, they don't have the Lakers 16 championships. They don't have, they're a small market team because of how consistently well they can do. And Greg Popovich is just, one of the best coaches of all time. And so now we have, personally, one of my favorite matchups of the night, probably the best matchup of the night as well. It's the Houston Rockets at the Denver Nuggets. Now, why I find this interesting is because that is just offense on offense. It's not going to be about defense. It's going to be about who can score more than the opponent. And with Nuggets, with Danilo Gallinari going out with that ACL injury, that's just a big blow to them because he's putting up 16.2 points a night. He's really one of their only few 3-point threats on that team. But what it does say is, I believe Jalen Rose said it. This is just paraphrasing. This is not an exact quote. He said that it's time. It could be the motivation for Andre Iguodala and Wilson Chandler to step it up, to put up the points they need to put up. Andre Iguodala, when he had that season back in Philly, he was putting up 17, 6 and 6. He can do that. He has the potential to do that. He has the ability to do that. I do not know why he is not doing that. He could do that. He is a very good player. He's a very good defender. He has the offensive skill set. I want to see him score more. I really do. I think it would go a long way for the Nuggets. I do think they can still win the title with Danilo out. They move Andre Iguodala to small forward at the starting line, and they perhaps start maybe Corey Brewer. I think that could work out for them. I can't really think of who else they would start at shooting guard. Anyway, the Houston Rockets, they have, in my opinion, a very underrated backcourt in Jeremy Lin and James Harden. Now I know what you're thinking. Underrated. They have James Harden. Jeremy Lin is quietly having a very good season. He is averaging 14 points per game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds, I believe. He still has a little turnover problem. I think he's averaging 2 or 3 a game. But, he's proving that he can live up to his contract. He's proving that he has the capability to be a premier point... Okay, not premier. A top 10 point guard in this league. Right now, I'm going to put him top 15, top 20. He has the potential to be much better than that. Anyway, back to my little Denver Nuggets problem. I think they could start actually Evan Fournier at shooting guard and keep Corey Brewer coming off the bench. Yeah. Anyway, so those are my predictions for tomorrow. I have... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give you a prediction for the Rockets-Nuggets game. I think the Nuggets will win simply because it is at home and they are an amazing team at home. And they are unbeatable at home almost. It is amazing because they have a below 500 road record, but they are just so good at home. They're still a top 4 seed in the West. It's I've never seen anything like it. And so I'm gonna end this video, and I plan on ending all my videos like this. I'm gonna give you guys a topic of discussion. So who I want to talk about is Carmelo Anthony. Do you think at this late point in the season he has a chance to make one final push for MVP with LeBron sitting out all these games? Or do you think LeBron already has the award locked down and there's just no way anyone can compete with him? Obviously, Chris Paul, that part where he was out with injuries, knocked him out. Kevin Durant, he's probably the only real big contender who could put a foot to LeBron. But do you think Melo is making a late push for the MVP with three consecutive 40-point games? He has tied the franchise record of Bernard King for most consecutive 40-point games. If he can go 40 points one more game, he has set a new franchise record for the New York Knickerbockers. And I guess that's it. Bradley out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night to give you updates on everything NBA.